Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 worst coaster experiences. This does not mean I don't like the coaster, I just had a bad experience on it. With that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Okay, starting off the list at number 5 is going to be getting stuck on Goliath at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Goliath had been facing some downtime already that day, but I have heard that is common, so when it opened back up we got on. I was in the front row of the ride. When we hit the final brakes we came to a very hard stop. It was very jarring, but I thought it was normal because it was my first ride. But then, the minutes passed with no announcements of what was happening. Soon maintenance showed up and asked for all of our names. Now this does not sound bad until you ride in the front row. It has no legroom, so sitting there for about 20 minutes was not very pleasant. A few minutes later we rolled back into the station, but it was still a pretty painful experience. Number 4 is going to be Twisted Colossus, also at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This might surprise some of you, but in this particular experience it was very painful. RMC is a great company, but the only thing I don't love about their coasters are the restraints, especially the older model. My first ride occurred in the front row, and I was super excited because it's a dueling RMC. But the ride operators were in a big rush to try to get us dueling, which is good, but they were stapling very hard. When they got to me, they pushed down so hard that it was actually kind of hard to breathe, and I'm not over-exaggerating. So every single airtime pop hurt because of the restraints. I wish I got more rides than that one because we were pressed on time and our thighs hurt very badly, so we didn't get the ride again. I'm not a hater of RMC again. I love all their coasters, just this one and this particular experience was very painful. Coming in at number 3 is Flying School at Legoland, Florida. Now I've been going to this park since I was very young. We used to make a tradition to go every year, to go down to Disney, also doing Legoland, and sometimes Universal. When I first did the Flying School, I think I was around 8 years old, so it was a long time ago. Back then I remember loving it, probably because my head didn't hit the restraints. But on my most recent trips there I did the Flying School again and it was very painful. From the moment you crest the lift hill to when you hit the brakes, your head is just banging back and forth. Luckily this is getting taken out and hopefully gets scrapped. Hopefully they can get a better coaster in that plot of land. For family coasters it's so rough and it upsets me because it's probably a lot of kids' first coaster, but yet again their head doesn't hit the restraint, so it's probably smoother for them. Okay, we're just going to throw out a quick honorable mention, and it's Thunderbolt at Six Flags New England. I'm not going to make it top 6, so I just left this one out, but it was still a bad experience. We rode it in the very back row on a wheel seat, because that's where we got assigned to. And it's a classic coaster, not too fast, not too tall, but oh my gosh. It was so rough start to finish, especially on the valleys, so definitely don't do it in a wheel seat. Okay, now let's get back to the list. Number 2 is going to be Green Lantern at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is a B&M stand-up coaster relocated from Kentucky Kingdom. Now, I don't like stand-up coasters, they suck, especially this one. For one, you're basically sitting on a kind of bike seat, which hurts. I was wearing sunglasses. Lesson learned, don't wear sunglasses on rough coasters. My head was banging, my ears were hurting, and my legs were starting to hurt because of all the positive G's. So overall, it's not a great coaster. I also had a pretty bad experience on it. And number 1 is going to be Boulder Dash at Lake Compounce. Before I say anything else, Boulder Dash is an amazing coaster and it's in my top 15. But you gotta ride in the right seat for it to be good. My first 2 rides occurred in the front or non-wheel seats. But then we got assigned to a wheel seat and they wouldn't let us go into another row, which kinda sucks. But I was thinking, how bad could it be? Well, it was bad. They added Titan track to the first drop and the first hill, which is amazing. It's so smooth, they should do that for more parts of the ride. But right after you transition off the steel, it's just so rough. Please, I don't care how long you have to wait, don't go in a wheel seat, especially the back row. It hurt so bad, and it actually started to hurt to breathe, which sounds weird, but it's true. Especially on the valleys. I was just jackhammered, and by the midpoint, I was just hoping it would end soon. It was the worst experience I've ever had on any coaster, but luckily we ended things off in a non-wheel seat and it was a great ride. I just wish they could smooth it out a little bit so it's good in all rows. But that will be it for today's video. If you guys want to see more of this type of video, leave a comment below, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing because it would greatly help me out against the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.